Let's stop pretending this world isn't gentle. Life doesn't knock politely. It storms in, flips your world upside down, and dares you to rise from the rubble. It won't ask if you're ready. It won't give you a warning. It'll hit you on the day you're already tired and dare you to stay standing. You're not weak. You're waking up. And that's where real strength is born. Not in peace, not in comfort, but in the chaos, in the mess, in the fire. If you're still listening this, then you've already proven that somewhere deep inside you, there's a fighter. And now, it's time to build that fighter into someone unstoppable. But first, we have to go back to the moment it all fell apart. Not the surface moment, the real one. The one where you were sitting on the floor, staring at the bills you couldn't pay, the messages you didn't want to open, the silence that screamed louder than anything you'd ever heard. The day everything came crashing down. Your bank account hit zero. Your phone stopped ringing. The people you thought would check on you didn't. The support system you believed in, gone. And all you were left with was your breath. Barely. You felt the weight on your chest. Not just anxiety, it was shame. A shame so deep you couldn't even say your own name without flinching. You weren't just broke financially, you were bankrupt emotionally. You felt like a failure, not just in life, but as a human being. As a man, as a woman, as a soul. Your mind told you, maybe I deserve this. Maybe I've always been broken. Maybe this is just how life's gonna be now. You sat there for minutes, maybe hours. Just silence. Not numb, just nothing. And in that stillness, something broke. Not your spirit, your illusion. Your illusion of control. Your illusion that you could avoid the pain. Your illusion that you didn't need to face yourself. And in that breaking, something sacred happened. You whispered it. Maybe out loud, maybe only in your mind, but you said it. God, if you're there, I need help. Not religion, not ritual, just raw, desperate, real. And that was the first step back. Because sometimes the greatest strength isn't roaring, it's whispering help when your ego is silent for once. It's letting yourself break in front of yourself. And in that breakdown came the promise. You looked at yourself, really looked, and said, I won't abandon you again. Not your job, not your partner, not your reputation. I've left you alone long enough. I've ignored your needs. I've shamed you for being sensitive. I've silenced your truth, but not anymore. From this moment forward, I'm walking with you. That's when it all started to shift. Not instantly, not with some overnight miracle, but one breath at a time, one small decision at a time. And that, right there, was the first brick laid in the foundation of real mental strength. Not hype, not hustle, not flexing for the world. Healing, choosing yourself, rising slowly, and never abandoning the inner child again. So now, you rebuild. Not for revenge, not to prove anyone wrong, but to finally become the version of yourself you never had permission to be. You wake up and you keep your promises, not because they're easy, but because they mean something now. You told yourself you'd get back up, so you do. You told yourself you'd cut off what's draining you, so you do. And you start keeping your word like your life depends on it, because it does. You start small. You make your bed. You take the walk. You put the phone down. You say no to what once had a grip on you. You say yes to things that used to scare you. You speak up. You breathe deep. You sit with discomfort until it turns into discipline. You rewrite your inner voice, line by line. You interrupt every lie, every loop, every toxic thought that told you you weren't enough. You replace it with power, with kindness, with truth. You speak to yourself like someone worth fighting for, because now you believe it. You show up on the days where motivation is gone, on the days when your energy is low, on the days you feel invisible. You show up anyway. You remember the strongest version of you isn't built in victory. It's built in the days you don't want to move. You give that child inside of you the love, the patience, the safety they never had. You let them cry. You let them speak. You let them rise. And you say again and again until they believe you. Not going anywhere. I've got you now. You forgive, not to free others, to free you. You forgive the version of you that didn't know better. You forgive the people who hurt you, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. You remember God, not religion, not rules, just the presence that never left, the whisper you heard in your darkest hour, the unseen arms that held you when no one else did, the stillness that gave you breath when your chest was collapsing. You don't need all the answers. You just need to know you were never alone. And then you rise, not like a hero, not like a movie, but like a soul that's done shrinking. Like someone who's tired of pretending. Like someone who finally believes they were made for more. You don't need applause. You don't need validation. You don't even need clarity. You just need a decision. I'm done waiting to be saved. I'm becoming who I was meant to be. And that, right there, is what mental strength looks like. It's not about being unshakable from the start. It's about becoming stronger with every storm you survive. It's about remembering your power in moments you feel powerless. It's about saying to the world and to yourself, I'm not going back. Not now. Not ever. Because you didn't come this far just to rebuild what broke you. You came this far to build something that can never be broken again. So now you walk differently. You're not chasing approval because you've met yourself in silence. You're not performing for applause because you've heard your own voice and it finally sounds like truth. You're not seeking healing from others because you've realized healing begins when you stop abandoning yourself. You walk with your head high, not because you've never fallen, but because you know what it's like to rise without a hand to hold. You walk slower now, but stronger. You stop wasting energy explaining your worth. You stop shrinking to fit into rooms you've outgrown. You stop arguing with people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Because you know where you're going. Because you know who you are. Because you finally remember what you forgot. I was never weak. I was surviving. And now, I'm rebuilding in power. You're no longer interested in surface-level change. You're not chasing quick fixes. You're not repeating cycles just to feel numb. You're here to become permanent, solid, rooted, clear. You know now that real strength isn't loud. It's consistent. It's not fast. It's disciplined. It's not shiny. It's silent. It's not about how high you rise when everything is perfect. It's how steady you stand when nothing is. And if no one ever told you this before, let me say it now. You are enough. You are still worthy. You are still whole. Not because you've healed everything, but because you've stopped running. And now you lead. Not a crowd, not a stage. You lead yourself. Because there is someone watching you, your future self. That version of you who is standing tall, confident, calm. That version is waiting for you to become them. They're not begging, they're just holding the door open. So walk through it. Let the past fall off your shoulders. Let the old stories go. Let the old voice die. You don't have to be who you used to be. You don't have to carry what you weren't meant to carry. You don't have to keep proving what's already true. You are worthy of peace. You are worthy of progress. You are worthy of a life that doesn't hurt to wake up to. So today, you choose. You choose to rise. You choose to stand. You choose to walk with yourself, not against yourself. You choose power over pity. You choose purpose over panic. You choose becoming over breaking. Because everything you've needed, it's already inside you. It was never outside. It was never in their validation. It was never in the perfect timing. It was never in the handout or the miracle. It was always in the decision. And you've just made it. You're not weak. You're just early in your rise. And your next chapter, it doesn't need permission. It doesn't need applause. It just needs you. So go, build it, because this time, you're not coming back. And when they ask you later what changed, you won't need to explain. They'll see it. In your eyes, in your boundaries, in the way you walk like someone who's already forgiven themselves. In the way your silence no longer screams, it speaks. You won't need a spotlight. You are the light now. And not because you burned bright once, but because you kept burning in the dark, unseen, unclapped for, unapplauded. That's the kind of strength the world can't take from you. And to the ones who feel like they're still crawling, I see you. Keep going. It's not about speed. It's about becoming someone you respect. To the ones who've fallen more times than they can count, stand again. It's not about perfection. It's about being someone you won't abandon again. And if you've made it this far in this message, that means something. That means you're not just interested in strength, you're becoming it. So close your eyes, take a breath, and remember, you've already survived the fall. Now rise like you were always meant to. If this message touched something real in you, don't keep it to yourself. Drop a comment below and say, I'm ready. Say what you've been through. Say what you're healing from. Let your voice rise too. Because when we speak our pain, we take its power away. Hit that subscribe button if you want more messages that remind you of who you really are and how far you've already come. And share this with someone you love, someone who's walking through their own storm. You never know whose breakthrough is waiting on your words. You're not alone, and you're not done. Let's rise together.